Hello YouTube, this is Hardcore Nerdiness coming at you today with a hardcore Quickdraw deck profile. So, this is going to be the long version where I'm going to describe all the cards and why I put them in there. If you want to see the short version, which is just me listing off the cards, the link will be in the description down below. So with that, let's get started. First off, we got the obvious 3 Quickdraw Synchron. Part of the 3-card Quasar. It's an insane card. You get whatever you want in your hand to the graveyard. You get a special summon, and you get your Synchron Synchros. Very nice card to have. Only way in the deck you can get Road Warrior out too. So next up, you got your 2 Junk Synchrons. Just for easy level 5s is usually what you use him for. However, he becomes extremely versatile if you can manage to play him creatively. Like you can do some crazy stuff, like special summon a Formula Synchron if you want to. But yeah, he potentially could make a lot of Quasar plays now that I'm thinking about it. But yeah, very nice card. Next up, you got your 2 Level Leader. One wasn't really consistent enough, and I found that whenever I got him out, it was really, really good for the deck. So I'm running 2 now just for consistency's sake. Yeah, makes the deck a lot more consistent. Next up, you got your 2 Tuning Wire. You usually get them out with Road Warrior, sometimes 1 for 1. You got your draw power, you got some amount of versatility too, so yeah. Next up, you got 1 Doppel Warrior. This is where most of your Junk Synchron plays come from. I tend to special summon him with Road Warrior quite a bit. Tokens are useful. Yeah. Sorry about the background noise. Next up, you got the 3 Cobalt Hedgehogs, just for consistency again. A random special summon. I'm not complaining about it. Next up, you got the 1 Synchron Explorer. What he does, he's part of the 3-card Quasar. That's pretty much the only reason why I run him. I've been debating on putting a second one in. Not quite sure yet. One seems to be running fine. Got 2 Boost Warrior, just because it makes cards really easy to get out, honestly. Great card. Underrated too, really. And hey, it gives all your warriors attack, I think. What does it do? I don't know. You don't use the attack boost. Use special summon. Then you got 1 Spore and 1 Dandelion, just your standard plant engine. Both are extremely useful. Dandelion gets tokens, Spore gets level 4 tuner out. Always good. Next up, you got 2 Symphonic Warrior bases. He's by far the most versatile tuner in the deck. If you're good enough, you can make him whatever level he needs to be, which is really nice. Next up, you got 1 Gen X Ally Birdman and 1 Zephyros. This is where the deck kind of starts to get a little bit weird. The reason I run these is really just so that you can get your resources back. Now that Avarice is gone, I needed something that could help me recover. And honestly, these guys do the trick. They do it really well. So Zephyros you can pitch with Quickdraw. You can normal summon if you have to. Birdman, he's obviously really easy to get out. Now for the 2 main deck boss monsters of the deck, you got BLS and Dark Arm Dragon. You run a substantial amount of light and dark monsters in this deck, including the extra deck. But they're both extremely easy to get out, and I don't really know why you wouldn't run either of them. So, yeah. Next up for kind of OTK stoppers, you got a Battle Fader, Gores, and 2 Valors. Yeah, I just said why they're used in here, so I'm not really going to go over each one specifically. But yeah. Next up, you got 3 tunings. The reason you're running this is basically because it is a free search. It's not free, I guess, but you get to mill, which it's not necessarily a bad thing in this deck. I can never seem to mill well off of it, but yeah. Either way, you get a quick draw out of it, which is really nice. Boost consistency by like over 9,000. You got 1 Reinforcement of the Army. You search out your junk synchron, your doppel, you search out your boost warrior. I'm not going to complain about it. You got a 1-for-1, because a lot of things are level 1 in this deck. And you got a Foolish, and you got a Dark Hole. Both are fairly obvious, I'm not even going to go over that. That's it for spells. On the traps, you got 1 Mirror Force, just because it's Mirror Force. You got 2 Trap Stuns, so you can play them at the beginning of your turn and you don't die. Next up, you got a Boneless and a Solemn Warning for summon control. I'd much rather be playing 2 Warning, but whatever. Take what I can get. So that's it for the main deck, 40 cards I believe. Moving on to the extra deck, you play 1 Formula Synchron, obvious reasons. You get Quasar and you get Shooting Star. Play now for your level 5s, you play a Librarian, you play a Catastor, and you play a Junk Warrior. Librarian, you Synchro Summon off the butt, so there's really no reason not to run him. Catastor is just Catastor, so again, there's no reason not to run him. Junk Warrior is part of the 3-card Quasar, which I will explain pretty soon. But also, he's just something you can get out if you don't have either of these guys left. So, yeah. Moving on to level 7s, you have a Black Rose and a Nitro Warrior. Black Rose, this is kind of indispensable. You can replace it with any other Synchro that you find you can get out more often than Black Rose. I don't know. I put it in here just in case, just in case I need it. But I mean, personal preference is 100% what Black Rose is. Nitro Warrior, however, you pretty much need it in the deck. It's one of the easiest cards to get out ever in this deck, mainly because it's just a quick draw plus a Quillbolt Hedgehog, and that's Nitro Warrior. Like, and it's 28 beater, and it's really easy to get out. Now for your level 8s, you have quite a few, so I'm not going to list them all at the same time. You got a Stardust for Shooting Star, and it's a Stardust. You got Junk Destroyer and Scrap Dragon in case you want to pop stuff, different situations, but still very good cards. Next up, you got 2 Road Warriors. This is part of the 3-card Quasar. Also, it is extremely broken in general. You can thin out the deck, you can get a special summon. There's everything you could want in a card is a Road Warrior. 3,000 attack too, so I mean. Moving on, you have a Mistworm, just for those weird level 9 plays that you kind of have sometimes. Also, it's really good, so. Got a Shooting Star, Shooting Quasar, obvious reasons, you can get them out, why wouldn't you? And then for the last card, you have 1 Star Eater. I run this just because, again, you sometimes get really weird plays, and Star Eater does the job of making those worthwhile. So that is the deck. I'm now going to go over the possibly most important combo in the deck, the 3-card Quasar. The 3 cards you need for this combo are Quickdraw Synchron, Level Leader, and Synchron Explorer. So the way you pull this combo off is you have these 3 guys in your hand. Use Quickdraw Synchron's effect. By discarding Level Leader to the grave, you special summon him from your hand. Now you use Level Leader's effect on Quickdraw Synchron, reducing its level by 1. So then you Synchro Summon on up to your Junk Warrior. Now beyond that, you summon Synchron Explorer with your normal summon, activate his effect, special summon Quickdraw Synchron to the field, then use Level Leader's effect on Junk Warrior, special summoning him to the field. See if I can fit these all on the screen. Now you synchro these 3 on up, and you get your Road Warrior. So remember, Junk Warrior is now at level 4. Road Warrior activates his effect, special summons Symphonic Warrior bases, then Level Leader activates its effect on Road Warrior, making it level 7. You then Synchro Summon, get a Formula Synchron, you Level Leader on Road Warrior again, so he is now level 6, he's level 4, and you can make your Shooting Quasar Dragon. It's not a terribly hard combo to pull off. Usually happens more often late game, but these are the 3 synchros you need in your extra deck. You need at least 1 base in your main deck, and you need Level Eater in the grave, or in your hand, it doesn't really matter, as long as you can use something else besides Synchron Explorer to special summon Quickdraw, and you need these 2 guys in your hand. But yeah, it's a very powerful deck. It's also extremely flexible, which is kind of why I like it. It spams the field with huge monsters. I've learned to love this deck very much. So with that, have fun dueling. This has been a hardcore deck profile from Hardcore Nerdiness, signing out.